One. What's going on, folks? Welcome to 34 Questions. I'm your host, 34, and tonight I have a very special guest, and I will let him introduce himself. Go for it, man.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Elias Shair. Right now I'm at City College, my fourth year. I switched my major from civil engineering to psychology, and right now I'm not doing work besides selling fireworks at the moment.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Want to thank you for coming through. Thank you for your time. Definitely appreciate your openness to reconnect and go through this interview. So much love, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For the folks out there unfamiliar with the flow of the show, we do some intro questions, some warm-up questions just to set the tone, and then threw in a couple icebreakers in there as well, just to keep it light in the beginning. And then after that, we'll jump into the main portion where you choose a number between 1 and 34. Sound good to you, man?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. Well, my very first question for you, since it's been such a long time since we've connected, is how have you been? It's been a crazy couple years. You've been doing well. You've been doing great. How you been, man?
They're doing good. I've been helping out people. I still do what I do best, is talk and help people motivate themselves. Like even though I kind of still do the standby stuff and just watch over people, but when I see I met a woman back in State College during my Japanese class. Her name is Lonnie. She was going through a lot of stuff, and she didn't feel like she was being herself anymore. So I was just she was a friend of a friend. So I was I understand that. I told myself I wouldn't try to involve myself with other people's lives and try to motivate them as much, but she reminded me of my cousin who was going through a real depression that was a little too hard for her to handle for herself, even though she had a boyfriend and all. But sometimes you just need someone who knows the routes and the challenges of it. And I helped her out, and right now she's getting a new spot, and she says she's starting to feel better and she really wants to go with this. I was all right.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've been doing good. I've just been doing my best, just trying to help other people.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. You said you're majoring in psychology right now?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself doing with that?
To be honest, it's more just to help me, just for myself, because I noticed when I was younger, how I was a little bit more shy and kind of nervous, and I wasn't really outspoken as I am today, and that was because of other stuff in my in my lifetime that happened. I had gone through 9 surgeries when I was younger, broken both of my arms and a rib. So it's just I legit had to tell myself yo, I want to change. I want to stand out. Trying to get more people to talk. And high school was a turning point for me, because even though I was still quiet and I would rarely talk to people, but I would hang out with with all the different crews that was in Burton. And I just, after that, I hit up the Latinos club, and that's where I really started to show myself I really want to get out there, just trying to help more people find themselves.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, and you never know. You said you went to psychology for yourself, but you probably end up using that more than you think, just interacting with folks and trying to help people.
True.
Yeah. Before we go any further, let's jump into these icebreakers real quick. This first one is a 1-word spelling bee. How do you feel about your spelling skills?
It's been a minute, but I think I can do pretty decent.
For sure. Well, your word is going to be insidious.
Insidious. Like the movie Insidious?
Yeah, like the movie.
Damn. Insidious. INSIDIOUS. Insidious.
Oh, you're so close, man. It's at the end it's IOUS. It's IOU. Yeah. But
yeah.
good attempt. That was a close one. The second one is a riddle. How are you with riddles?
Riddles, I'm pretty bad with them, but I'm still willing to give it a shot.
All right. Well, this one is, I am an odd number. Take away a letter and I become even. What number am I? I'll say it again. I am an odd number. Take away a letter and I will become even. What number am I?
I am an odd number. Take a letter away, and I am an even. Is it an actual word or is it an actual number?
It's an actual number that turns into the word. I'll get, that's a hint right there.
All right. I was like, wait, am I tripping or no? I was like, okay, it was like math. All right.
I got you. Yeah. It's more outside the box. It's more outside the box. I'll tell you that.
I want to say it's in between 0 and 10, and based off of that, I want to say
it's a number that turns into that word.
Yeah. A number that turns into a word. 3? No. That doesn't make sense.
No, you good. you throw it in the towel? Or?
Yeah, I'll throw it in the towel.
For sure. It's 7. Number 7. Because you take away the S, it becomes even. Yeah. But you're getting there. You're like, all right, 0 between 10. And but yeah, that's now you could use it amongst your friends.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, thank you for participating, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Sure.
Let's move on to some warm-up questions.
Right.
So this next question is, what would you like the audience to know about you?
Like specifically or just overall?
It's just overall, like whatever you know, like, because a lot of folks that are going to listen to it, some of them might not know who you are. So if you had a chance to introduce yourself and you were like, well, this is who I am, what would you want to say?
All right, no, that's not too hard. To be honest, I think that should be a little bit more easier. Because like if I was supposed to define as a person as I am overall, it would be like it's a dude who's just trying to understand the world just a little bit better. Because like as we know, as the world like through like the relationships that goes on in the world, like just being platonic and non-platonic, it's getting harder to like understand people. That's how I see it, because like you know how like let's say we go back about 10 years, like where my dad was like in his 30s or 30 to 20s, let's say, so like roughly 10 to 20 years, and you can see like there was a real hard shift of change with communication, but like because like there's so many genders like being put in, then there's the sexual identities being put in, and like I feel like in SF, like if you see, like call someone like he, she, or mispronounce the pronouns wrong, like they get really offended, and I'm like, I feel sometimes like I feel really bad, like even though I know that, I was just like I always try to say sometimes I don't even know what to say half the time, so I'm just like, how can I help you today? Without saying miss or ma'am or excuse me sir, it's just hard. But that's what I'm just trying to do, understand the world. I'm just trying to be more of a student and learning.
I got you. Yeah. I mean, we all should be lifelong learners, and with the pronouns, man. Oh man, I always feel so guilty, man. Like I don't mean to offend anyone. It's just like, and when I slip up, I'm just like, okay, what can I do to show you that I'm not that dude? I'm not, not trying to, be prejudiced or anything. It's just I made an honest mistake, coming from a different time. But I hope as much as we try that those folks also understand that it's going to take some time for us to adjust. Like I said, I work with students right now in this new environment. where they do really appreciate it if you take the time to, make that shift in your mind. The way I'm gonna approach it is I'm gonna tell the student, like, if I ever say the wrong thing, you let me know, and I'll do a push-up right now, just so I could give it for me to just be like, all right, don't do it. But we'll see. My second question for you in the warm-up is, if someone were to pay you a tribute, how would you like to be honored? So if I was going to tell myself today I'm going to do something in honor of Elias, what could I do in your honor?
When you say tribute, you mean like going to the grave type of deal, or like doing it at home and like?
I mean if like I didn't say all that about going to the grave, but what I see it as is like, like it's your birthday, and I can't really like give you a gift or see you, and so what could I do just to add to your energy, to your vibe?
Actually, that's pretty easy. Well, in my family, we don't really celebrate birthdays, so that's the trip. So like first year going to City College, I met a group of college kids, and they celebrated my birthday, and it threw me off because they took me to Dave and Buster's. I told them straight up, like, dude, I never celebrated my birthday with like friends or anything, because it was always just my mother and my uncle and whoever was in the house at the time. And so and even that was rare. So like, in order to do a tribute for me, at most you could just get me a bag of peanut M&Ms and maybe Gatorade, and just hold that until you see me again, and that's pretty much it, and I'll be happy. I don't expect nothing big.
I got you. Well, now we know, man. If now I know to get you that bag of peanut M&Ms. I didn't know that was your favorite thing. That's what's up. But for sure, man. And my last question for you is in the warm up is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how well do you know yourself?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say a pretty good 8. I want to say like around a 9 or a 10, but like that's, no one really truly know themselves, because life is always unpredictable. Like every single challenge, you will never truly find yourself until that that situation occurs. And for me, like, I'm always like, at the end of the day, like, the last thing I like to do is not psychoanalyze, but like, I like to review the day and see like if I messed up on something, and like I want to reapproach it again, like with a better mindset, or like how can I do better, or like I always want to keep improving myself, even like with simple conversations. And overall life is just like, maybe be working out or be talking to someone I haven't talked to in how long, try to keep that up. Like I know, like for some people, like they do therapy on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. Like I do routine checkups on certain people that like need a checkup. Well, I don't want to say need, but like they haven't heard from me, and I haven't heard from them like for so long. Like eventually, like it's the longing of like hearing someone else's voices like that you miss. So like that's what I like to do. But this is about me. So so like interpersonally, like I just like to keep myself in check and like see what I have improved on that day. And like if I messed up during the day, like said someone's names wrong, or like like how some people have like really hard names to pronounce, and like you say it wrong, you're like sorry, and like with my name, like it's Elias in Spanish, it's Elias in English, and like a lot of people get that wrong, and I'm like, it's perfectly fine. And like I asked them for their name, and they try to say it in their either in their native tongue, or like they say it in English. I'm like, and I say it in my head for like at least 4 to 5 times, then I am able to say it perfectly for the first time. They're like, wow, you actually got it right. I'm like, yeah. It's a little hard, but it's cool to understand that, because like a lot of people got my name wrong, and I'm fine with that, because that's why like my nickname is like Joe or Jojo.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that because I remember the last time I had spoken to you, you were like, I think I'm gonna go by Joe, and so I wasn't sure reaching back out to you if you were still going, if you're doing that.
Yeah.
For me, my name is Jan, and throughout my jobs, I kind of tried to do this thing where I went by a different thing just to see how I felt with it. Because at a certain point, man, I don't know for you, but for me, it was like I kind of got tired of like having to explain how it's pronounced or how it's spelled, because everyone's always all like. And so I was like, just call me Jay, and we'll leave it at that. And I'm a little bit, I can see both sides of the argument where, you might want to like embrace your name and let people know like this is who you are. You don't have to change yourself just because other people can't understand. But and in my head, well, like I just don't want to go through the hassle. I don't want to go to Starbucks and have to like tell them, oh, it's Jay, and then like so yeah, that is interesting. I did want a follow-up question to the scale is, what would you say is your favorite thing about your personality?
That's actually pretty funny. That reminds me of a writing reflection that I did right before I got out of high school. It was like, if you were supposed to list your personalities, what would they be? I put a lot, and to be honest, and I always kept double checking with people. I'm like, yo, does this seem right? Because I'm always kind, generous, dependable, loyal, and like there's always a lot, but like sometimes I always feel like, am I really truly dependable? I'm like, yeah. Sometimes, and other times, like I always come up late. I'm like, yeah, but I always came through. And if I had to pick one out of all of them, it's me being more dependable. Like I might not be there on time, but like when I'm there, and like let's get it done.
I gotcha. So you're going with dependability.
Yeah.
Dope.
Dependability.
Dope. For sure, man. Well, we made it to the main portion of the interview where you start choosing numbers between 1 and 34. There are 3 levels: easy, medium, and hard. Feel free to go through them. I have 34 questions each. Where would you like to start?
Dude, let's go hard.
Let's go hard. Right.
Yeah. Pick a number between 1 and 34, right?
Yep.
I can look at the questions, right?
You can. I mean, most people don't. They don't want to they want to give the universe a chance to choose the questions for themselves. But if you feel more comfortable, if you have questions you want to answer, go for that too. I'm not tripping.
Actually, to be honest, I was looking for the questions that I actually want to. Like, I had some prepped. I'll be honest with you, because like those are the ones like I could really talk about.
I got you.
Because I was
yeah.
Other than that, like I couldn't talk about almost anything. Like I closed it. I was looking at 3 for the hard one, but I was like, all right, that might be a bad one. But like because like majority of people I do know that do go through depression. That's why I kind of picked it. It's a good topic to discuss on. But I want to say let's do 11.
11 hard?
11 hard.
11 hard. Man, if you thought 3 was bad, 11's kind of hard too.
I didn't even look at it. So that's why I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. And like I said, if there's any questions you feel like you don't want to deal with, feel free to pass. I ain't tripping at all. But this question is, when was the last time you cried and why?
That's actually really easy.
Okay.
Because I was bawling tears about 2 to 3 weeks ago. Actually, I was bawling for a month. I was legit crying pretty hard. It was because like I miss my dog, and like, and I haven't seen him for over 3 years, and I was just like, fuck, man, I'm just like really missing him. Like, and all I have on my phone is him when he was just a baby. So like when he was still a pup. So I was like, he was like barely like a year old. So I was like, those are the like photos I would have on my screensaver, my lock, and like in my photo album. So like he was always in my mind, and like through college, and like during college, like whenever I was going through a rough patch with the classes, I would just like look at the photo and just like, all right, this is a motivator for me, like just to feel happy, just to see him again. And like yeah, like during the holidays, I really didn't go out because go out to see him because like I was still in classes. Like summer, I would do classes. Winter, like I would take a break and like I would help out my family that are here in SF while he was in Sacramento with my other family. And I was like, damn, and like the whole past month, I was just straight crying. Like I wouldn't like it would take me a while to cry because like I wouldn't think of him because that's how I would stop crying. But like once I started thinking about him, like I would actually start bawling tears. I'm like, fuck, like I'm starting to miss this dude. So like last week I took a week off from being in SF so I could spend time with him, and like I felt so much more better. But I personally, I still feel like taking 1 week off wasn't enough. So I'm debating if I should go back up there.
I got you.
Sacramento to see him.
Yeah. What's your dog's name?
I named him Carlito.
Carlito. What inspired
like
that?
Way.
Yeah. I was gonna ask where it came from.
And funny enough, because like when he was a baby, he was like less than 3 weeks old. Because my mom's buddy found him out in Oakland Highway, and he was just a pup.
Wow.
And so like my mom brought him to me like one night in August, and he was just with me ever since then. So yeah, like in the initial name I was going to give him was Azure, because his eyes were like just azure blue. So we thought he was a part pit bull, part German Shepherd. But he's just we don't know what technically he is, but we know fully he's just a German Shepherd.
Yeah. Well, how would you like describe that bond between human and animal, like between you and your pet, to make you feel strong? Because personally, for me, man, I never really had a pet that I felt a strong bond with, and I don't think I'm responsible enough to have one now, even though I want a dog. But yeah, how would you describe that bond?
To be honest, it's hard. It's hard to describe it because it's all right. I think I have a good one for it, because think of it as like an old married couple that have been together for 70 years. I bet like seeing one of them being gone really hurts one of them, and that's how my bond was with him when I was crying last month. It's just like I just haven't seen him. It's just like I needed to do it. But the bond of it was just like when I was taking care of him during his first few weeks was just bottle feeding him legit being on my lap or on my chest or like legit on my neck where he would sleep. And while I was still doing school, and like I'll be typing up an essay with one hand and trying to feed him with the other, and like while he's like cradled up in my arm, it was just a lot. So I was just like it was like a quick learning experience for me, because my mom was like, oh look, it's funny how because she almost killed the dog twice within the first 2 months, because she was trying to make him milk with breast like milk for a dog, and she used raw eggs, sugar, and milk. And I was just like, why? Because she was like telling me and my uncle about it. She was like, oh, I found it on Google. I'm like, it's raw egg, right? Like he's just an infant, he can't process that. And like within that first night, she nearly killed him. But like I was already crying, because like he was in the family with less than a month. He was in the house for a good 3 to 2 weeks, and I he really got attached to me out of everybody else. And he would, majority of the time when I was training him, he would only listen to me, and like he tried to focus on other people, but like his eyes would always stay on me for training, and like he would still listen to me. But like a majority of the family, like he's more more entwined with me than out of my whole family.
That's dope.
So yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I wish I had that connection with some animal, man. Like, I'm always jealous when I see a dog and their person and like it. There's like some kind of flow or some kind of connection, right? Like, and especially when people can walk with their dogs without a leash, because they just know, and the dog just knows, like, yo, I'm protected, I'm protecting this person, and like, we're just going about our business. And that level of, I don't want to say intelligence, but I guess training or a connection is impressive to me. And I hope one day to have that with my own pet, or hopefully, for sure.
I think the funny thing is I was fostering a kitten, but just this past Friday, because my mom's friend JD, he has rats in his house, but the cat's only 6 weeks. She just turned 7, or he did. I named him Harlan, and on the Friday afternoon around like 4 p.m., like it took me 31 hours to make him fully trust me, and I was able to get his affectionate love from him. And he was like always pat his nose on my hand and like try to lick my fingers. It was just, and my mom was telling me like, don't get too attached. I'm like I'm not getting attached. This is how you fully get an animal's trust. And with cats, like some of them are little assholes. But this one was just like, it was super scared, and like it was in a cage majority of the time, and yeah, so I was just like, I could probably just get it to warm up to people at least. That was the main goal, just try to make him more feel natural around people and dogs. Apparently he does not like dogs already, so I was like, all right. That was the end of that one. But yeah, it's a trip with me and animals, because like they pick up off of me, and like sometimes I pick up off of them. And what I mean by that, I mean like it's one, being more sensible about what they need and want, and two, it's just can you make sure that you can be trusting with that animal, and like make sure like they can feel safe and calm. And that's why I kind of the SPCA and like refuge groups that do for animals, and I respect them a lot.
No doubt. Yeah, rescuing animals, man, especially like if you find an animal that's kind of frightened, or maybe like it's very hard to gain their trust, and like you got folks out there just doing it, being out there and being like, well, we'll take care of you for a little bit to help you find a home, and for the animals to just kind of be cool with that, because the animals could run away. They could just be like, nah, I'm not rolling with you. But yeah, I have one pet story. When I was in college, my roommates they left me to cat sit, and man, I'll tell you, I left the door open. And this was a cat that had never left the house at all. So it darts out when I left the door open. And I'm just like, it was over the weekend. So it happened on like a Saturday. My roommates were coming back Monday morning or something. And so I spent the next couple of days, man, I put cat food out the door, just hoping like maybe he's around somewhere. And a bunch of other cats came and was eating the food and was like, acting like, it was for them. And yeah, so I got worried. I didn't let my roommates know until that Monday morning they were coming back, and I was like, just a heads up, I kind of lost Atticus, and like I told the boyfriend, because the mother was, of course gonna probably, just cuss my ass out, but and then when they arrived, the cat just jumped out of the tree. And was like, oh, I've been in the tree the whole time, like in front of our house. And I'm like, what the hell?
He spent like a couple of days just like tripping off, and it's like, yo, where you at? And he's just like, I'm up here. No, I'm watching.
Yeah, and what irked me too was that first night his parents were gone. That's when I finally got the affection from him. You know, like he came to my room, chilled on my desk chair, like right behind me while I was doing my thing. And he never does that, but because his parents weren't there, he's like, oh, I need to find somebody that's here. And man, you know, like the thing about animals showing you love, you just feel like, oh, my energy must be right. My energy must be giving up this vibe where like an animal like is fucking with me, and I'm like, you know, it makes you feel good.
Yeah, it most definitely does.
Go ahead and throw me another number, man.
What, that was 11. Let's do 24.
24.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not too far removed from this question, but the question is, would your teenage self be proud of you?
You know what? Probably. Well, that's kind of a toss-up because my teenage self went through a lot of shit and he barely cared. The only time he cared was when he wasn't alone and watching over people and watching out for his friends. That if I was supposed to speak with myself as a teenager, I believe he would be proud and understand like I did the steps that I had to do to get where I'm at, and even in high school, like I even knew what I was trying to do, try to plan stuff ahead for my adult self, and I understood like if I wasn't able to do it, it's perfectly fine. It's not in the hands yet. That's all I know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, don't feel too bad about, you know, that your teenage self trying to figure out those things and, you know, not reaching that stuff. Honestly, I think maybe you even know this now, is that when you're in high school, everyone kind of thinks they know what's happening, they know what's going on, they know where they want to be, and that's true. Maybe there's folks out there who do know, but a big part of it, a huge part, is like the support, the mentorship, the things that you have around yourself to get those things right. And that's why I think it's so few young folks, you know, from my generation and your generation, the next generation, even though they really know what they want, or they have that idea, maybe they even know the way, like what steps to take, but without, you know, like somebody really being there for you along the way, it's hard to get everything done, you know. So
yeah,
don't be too hard on yourself on that part. But yeah, go ahead and throw me another number.
10.
10. Another, like, so sometimes I brace myself, and you can tell by my reaction that's like, all right, ready for this one? It's number 10 is, what words do you need to hear?
What words do I need to hear? Damn, that's actually a good one. To be honest, it wouldn't be the words. It would be the person that's telling it.
Ooh, yeah.
Honestly, I think it would be my cousin Delilah. Yeah, because I've been. Yeah, it wouldn't be a parent or an uncle. It'd be her, because she's younger than me, so like by 2 years, but like I've been by her side like since the day she was born, my guy. So yeah, because like sometimes like it was like about a month ago like a couple of weeks back, that like I was like, I haven't heard from my cousin, she hasn't popped up, and I was like, damn, it really has a minute. And like I sent her a text like, hey, do you have time to talk tonight? Like, it's been a minute, just want to do a checkup on you. And like she calls me like during her 15 at work. I was like, oh shit. And I was just trying to catch up. She's like, what's up? What you want to talk about? And I was just like, no, it's just been a minute. I just haven't heard your voice. I haven't seen your crazy ass in a minute. And just want to see what you've been up to. She was like, nothing. Just right now I'm at work taking the first 15. I was like, all right, that's cool. She was she really knew like what I was like the whole call was gonna go down. It was gonna be like me like just trying to talk to her, and like she's like, she busted out telling me like, I love you, Joe. Don't trip. Maybe I'll just come around during your birthday or some shit. I was like, all right. And, like I told her I love her too, but like it just really has a minute because like she's been on a journey from day I don't want to say from day one of her life, but like she's been through a lot. Like she joined a boys like a baseball team, and like it changed the whole game and dynamic of it. And like she's a motivator, and like she changes up anything and everything. Like she doesn't like to play by the rules, and it's phenomenal to have that person that's like, she's been pushed down. Like she might have gone to Jefferson High School in Daly City, but like and that high school has a bad rap, taking all the bad kids. That like she passed with a 4.0 out there. She took AP classes, doing sports, working. So, like she always kept pushing herself to go the extra mile, and like she wouldn't do 100%. She wouldn't do 200%. She would do 300% no matter what she did. And especially when she was training for her sports, like she was a multi-academic athlete, and it was crazy because she did all the sports for every single season, no matter what season. And like she would do like her AP classes, and like just trying to, she always pushed herself to get an A, and like she was always in competition with other people, and like she wanted to stand out. And like even her mother, like she might have praised her, that like her mother, for her mother it wasn't enough. Like she knew Delilah had more potential in her. Like she always kept pushing Delilah, but Delilah always needed like someone to rely on and just to relax on. And like instead of just being like a hard ass, just someone just to be there and just have a chill time. And yeah, because she's always trying to change something. Like right now, I believe her major, and she's graduating from University of Pacifica with a law degree. So she wants to do child, something with children, with children law. I forgot what it's called. Yeah. But it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
But it would be my cousin. Yeah.
No, for sure. And like you brought up something that's like a soft spot for me too. I don't know if you knew this, but I grew up an only child. I had a sister who had passed away before I was born, so don't feel too bad for me. But what's it called? I grew up a lot with a lot of cousins, and they are mostly female, so a lot of them were my like sister figures growing up. And unfortunately, I may be that Delilah for them, because I was like the only guy. There's a point in my life, and I still think I'm in that point, where I've kind of strayed away. We grew up together. We would see each other every weekend, spend summers together at each other's houses. But by the time I left for college, I totally like just drifted apart. Or for me, I did some stuff, and they clowned me about it too. Like I remember they invited me to go to Vegas, and I flaked. I said, oh yeah, I'm down to go, but it was a long drive. I was not feeling it anymore, and I didn't show up. So that next Christmas party, they made a bunch of snowflakes and gave them to me. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. And anytime we get in those drunk talks or like late night talks, I apologize profusely. And I'm like, I'm so sorry that, I kind of like strayed away, or, I'm not as connected to them as they are connected to each other sometimes. And I feel it, I know it. And man, like I hope one day I can kind of be there for them like I was before. And I'm just so fortunate that they understand. And anytime I apologize, they're like, I don't know why you're apologizing, and you apologize every fucking time, but we know who you are, and we know you care about us, it's like, and we know you're like the only guy, so it's a very different dynamic and what you want and everything. So yeah, it just makes me appreciate them more. And you know, I think that's a similar bond, like with you and your cousin as well. But for sure, man.
I mean, honest, that's actually kind of on the nose because technically I'm an only child. She has brothers and sisters, and me and my cousin, it's a majority is all dudes, and she's the only girl, so it's actually kind of a flip.
Yeah. No, and I don't know, like I'd have to talk to a few more people with the same experience to see if it's a trend or a pattern. But yeah, especially like, you know, for I guess you know, in our cultures, family is a huge thing, and like being in America, it's a little bit different, you know. Like a lot of, I don't know for you, but I know for me, a lot of my American friends, you know, they're not close to their cousins. They're like, my cousin, I see them like once every 5 years or something, you know, like whenever I visit them, they visit me. So it's a different kind of, I wouldn't call it pressure, but maybe an expectation from our cultures to be like, oh, well, family is everything. And, you know, extended family is still a part of that. It's not just your nucleus. So, yeah. It's just an interesting perspective for sure. I did want to ask, oh, go ahead. Anything else?
Yeah, I was actually going to add, like, I knew a dude who was cousins with a chick back at Burton. They're actually cousins, but they never talked. Because her family, she was born here with her family because they left China, and he stayed in China, and then they moved out over here, but they never really talked. And I thought that was a trip because I, like, you know, like you said, like family in our culture means a lot. And yeah,
that is a trip, man. I'd be like, what the hell? Like, why don't y'all, like, you know, at least kick it sometimes together? I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe I don't know these kids. So
yeah.
But yeah, that is a trip, man. Being in the same school as your cousin and not really be chopping it up sometimes is strange thought. I did want to ask you, you know, it sounds like, you know, for psychology, I think is a dope major to get into, because even I never majored in psychology, but I love reading about it, and I love, like, you know, those shows where there's profiles of people, or you got to try to figure out, you know, how a person's feeling, where the background is, and, you know, you talked a lot about helping others and kind of being there for other people, but I am curious, man, who's helping the helper? Like, you know?
That's a really good question. To be honest, it's self-work. Like, yeah, I got my cousin to rely on, Lala, but like, honestly, like, I don't like to hit her up because like I always feel like a nuisance about it. But like when I really have to retrospect, it comes from like improving myself. Like, I want to do better, and like, how can I make this person feel? It's kind of leads back with the bonding with my animal. Like, it's understanding what they want and need, and like without them fully saying it, or like even without them hearing them say it. Because like, for instance, when I was younger, when I wanted someone near me or by me, or like when I needed help, no one really understood that. They couldn't pick it up. They were just always like, oh, he's cool, he got it on his own. But like, honestly, to be honest, I always needed someone. On God, I even now, like, I got my homeboys to rely on, but like, honestly, like, I don't want to like put them on a safety rope, like, or like on a safety net, like I don't want to rely on them too much, because I don't want to like wear that feeling down. And funny enough, I took a men's health class at City College, and like they brought in a speaker, and this guy was really chummy with my teacher, and I was like, and he was in a psychology, and he goes to therapy a lot, and his biggest thing was like, he wrote a book, I forgot what the book was called, but like he needed a not a lot of attention, but like he would like they were speaking about a story about how he would call up my teacher in the middle of the night, like if he was going through anything, like through attack, or like a panic attack, or like stress, or like anything like he ever needed. And like And the trip was like, I had to bring up a question. I'm like, what happens if you don't have your safety net? What happened if my professor couldn't pick up your call when you needed him, or like, what would happen to you? Like, and he said like, I wouldn't know. Like I need someone like his buddy. I'm forgetting both of their names so badly, but like,
No worries.
He needed the professor pretty a lot. They both said like, no matter day or night, like the guy would call the professor, like no matter what, and like the professor would calm him down, reassure him like things will be okay. And like, and I thought to myself, I'm like, do I do that to anybody? I was like, no. And I'm like, damn, because it kind of reminds me of like how I took after my mother, because she was a single mother and she did a lot for me, and like she never really had anyone, like she might have had her family to depend on, but like she always got shit done, even with like without the family's help, or like without her friends' help. Like she got it done. Like if I needed new shoes or like needed like gear for school. I used to go to private school for a little bit, but like she always tried to get everything done for me, and like she was self-reliant and like and selfless, and like that's the craziest thing, because like I think to myself, I'm like maybe I'm still selfless, like maybe I still don't need someone, and I asked Lonnie about it, because she was tripping off of me, like why I wanted to help her out, because I told her like, honestly, like when I needed help, no one came to help me, and I did it on my own. And like, and when I tell people my story, they're like, it's a trip, because like they know other people that have gone through hell and back, but they needed a crutch, they needed a friend, and but for me, I did it on my own, and not having a helper actually kind of sucks. It really does, but like it's a trip, because like how many people can really say they've gone through the roughest shit on their own and still made it back with a smile and saying like, I'm still here, and now a whole lot has changed for me, at least.
Yeah. I mean, it makes you stronger than most, you know. And yeah, I don't know if you have this problem. I have this problem of asking for help, because it always feels like I'm taking someone's time, taking their energy, taking like whatever they want to be doing, and I'm like, no, I need you right now. I need you to fucking deal with my shit. So it's hard, man. Like for me, I can't remember like the last time I was like, yo, I need help. Yeah, and even though I think it's important to be able to ask, and also be okay if people are like, you know, I'm sorry, I don't have that energy, or I'm not in the mental space, because you know, folks out there need their own, or they're dealing with stuff too. But I guess for me, it's like I had that fear of rejection, or I had that feeling of like I was just taking somebody away from their life to help me with mine, which, yeah, I don't know, man. You took the psychology courses. What do you think about that? Why do you think it's so hard for us to ask for help?
To be honest, it's like you said, you feel like you're intruding on someone else's life, and like, you know, they're going through a lot, or like they're trying to get their stuff going, and it's just that reason. Like, we know what they have to do, like we know like their grind is, and like you're just trying to catch up to them. It's just like, it doesn't feel right to ask someone like, yo, can you help me out with your stuff, my stuff, then I could help you out with yours. And sometimes it doesn't feel right, but like at the end of the day, like you gotta take that leap and just straight up be like, yo, like, I know you're busy and all, like if you got the time, and if you don't worry about it, like I'll try to figure something out, like can you help me out with this? Yeah. And that's what I told some of my boys, like if you guys need help, no matter what, day or night, like I'll be there. I might be there most nights, but during the day, like I might be knocked out, but like like my homeboy Cabela, he was taking like an AP calculus, not AP calculus, a calc class, like an intro to it, and he did it solo. And I told him, dude, that's kind of crazy. Like you just jumping right into it. Like you like, yeah, it's gonna be for fun. I'm like, all right. Like he ends up at the end of the class with an F. By the way, it's the funniest thing because like I told him I know calculus because right now I'm in Cal 3, but at the time I was taking like Math 60, which was basic algebra, and I was like I wasn't really tripping because like I know where my math skill is. So like at that class, like my algebra class, I would legit just sleep in. If the teacher asked a question, I was raising my hand as the rest of the students and like say the answer. I bet like since the teacher thought I was bluffing on my intelligence for math, I legit went up on the board, got the chalk, and I wrote out the full formula for the problem, and I showed the steps. He was like, "Oh, I see what you did there," and I didn't have to explain it. He was like, "Oh, you understood it?" I was like, "All right." Then I don't have to explain. I was like, "You want to take it away then?" He's like, "Yeah, you can go back to sleep." I was like, "Cool." and like, I'll take a easier math class so I could just get some more sleep in and like try to focus on like English, and that's what I actually kind of did. That like I told my homeboy, like, if you need help in the class, I'll do it. And he didn't ask for help until he took online physics, and he went from a D to an A with me teaching him. And like I would give him like set problems, like I would quiz him like whenever we meet up and study together, and like I would actually try to get that grind into him, and he actually fully understood all of it.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's I think that's the beautiful part of making those connections, is being able to help each other grow. Growing together is a huge part of the life experience, in my opinion. But yeah. Just a heads up, man. We've been blown by this conversation. We have about like 10 minutes or so left. Just wanted to thank you again for stopping by. I hope you feel like you got something valuable out of this, because I feel like I did, and I definitely appreciate you coming through.
No, for sure. Same here, dude. Like I feel like this is worth the while.
Awesome.
There's like how many other YouTubers actually do like sit downs and like actually talk. People from the past. I think that's a kind of rare and unique. So like I'll abuse this opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you for that juice. Well, before we get into the concluding portion of 34 questions, I've been doing this new thing, and you being in psychology, I'm sure you're familiar with mantras. This is called the 34th mantra. I have these phrases, and I just need you to fill in each one. So the first one is I am blank. How would you fill that out?
All right, I got like two words in my head, and I was like, all right, man, that's kind of conflicting. Because like one's like they're both powerful words. Don't get me wrong. The thing is, like, it's depending on the mantra of my mindset at the moment, and like right now, it's leaning more to the negative side. I'm like, nah, I'm good on I'm not good on the negatives. Not okay. Right now, at least.
I got you.
But like positive wise, like it would be I guess like if I was supposed to make a mantra that starts off like that, it would be I am worthy.
I am worthy. And the second part is I can blank.
I am worthy and I can stand on my own.
I can stand on my own. And the third one is I will blank.
I will scratch my butt. I am worthy. I am. I am worthy. I can stand on my own, and I will persevere with my resilience.
For sure, man. Yeah, and if you ever need a reminder someday, you have yourself speaking to yourself in the soundbite.
True.
Yeah. And heading into the concluding portion, got like 3 more questions for you. This next one is from my previous guest. Shout out to Kelly. Her question for you is, what do you believe you can do to achieve world peace?
To achieve world peace? Dude. that's dude, to be honest, what I am able to do, it would be honestly, do you know Pay It Forward, the movie?
Absolutely, I do. Yeah.
It's that, to be honest, it's low-key that.
Okay.
Because I don't, when, like, you know how you have to pay, like, for people who do not know the movie, it's a great movie. It's so it starts off with one person doing a good deed, and if the person asks what do you want for it, is pay it forward, and paying it forward is doing it 3 more times with 3 different people, which is better, and it goes on and so forth. And that's what I love about that movie. It's such a great movie. And like when anybody asks like, do you need anything, I'm like, no, if you ever get a chance to help someone out, take it. And I feel like that's what we need in the world, to be honest.
Yeah, tears at the end, man. Just bawling tears at the end of that
movie. Dude, it's such a great movie.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it. It's been a while. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, no problem.
And my second question for you is, what would you like to ask the next guest that comes on to 34 questions? You could go heavy or light. It's all up to you.
Heavy or light? Damn. Actually, you know what? I think I do have a question. It's on my... No. Oh, damn. I thought I had it on my Discord status. It's what was it? It's when darkness, when there is no more dark, within the darkness, and once the light has stopped shining, has death fully come for you, or have you find peace within yourself?
Within the
darkness, and the light stops shining, you can say path or light way, or when the lights have stopped showing you your path, has death come for you, or did you find peace within the darkness?
You come up with this for yourself? Or
that's actually just me.
I got you.
That's why I was like looking up at Discord today, because I know I wrote it down. That's why I was like, I wrote it down on a piece of sketchbook when I was in Sacramento, and I was like, this seems pretty good. I might need it eventually.
Like, this sounds like a winner right here. I like it, man.
It also comes in handy if you know a little bit of poetry, and I love poetry, so it's awesome.
Yeah, man, for sure. Within the darkness and the light stops shining, has death come for you, or have you found peace? Sounds right? No,
yeah.
Right. All right. I'm gonna have to think about this one and get back to you. I'll shoot you an email with my answer, because I want to think about it for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And and my last question for you, man, the question that ties everything together is, 500 years from now, our descendants are watching this video. What would you like to tell them?
Damn. That's how this gonna start up. Damn. To be honest, for my descendants, it has to be, you guys, whatever happened in their lives, just know that if you have the will and if you have enough strength to change your life, or if you're going through a rough patch, keep going forward. But do not go without your emotions, because your emotions are a part of you, and I was told when I was growing up, your emotions do not make you stronger. However, emotions make you far more a formidable opponent than anything else. Because if you're just a mindless, numbed, belligerent fool, it that only ends in pain, and no one in this world should have to go through enough pain to go and to be able and go on their lives saying they went fully numb and enjoy the simple experiences with their friends and family, or cannot even enjoy a simple sunrise.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Any last things you'd like to add before we head out of here?
Like, no, man. I think I'm good. I think that was awesome, and I hope everybody likes and subscribes to the channel, because this is an awesome channel. I'm not like, he didn't say it for me. I didn't have to say it for him. I'm gonna say it because you know what, this is an awesome channel, plain and simple.
Thank you, man. Yeah. If I don't know if you got any chance to check out any episodes, but I'd always love to hear your perspective. If you have any feedback on them, whenever you get a chance, no pressure. I think it's good because, like, you know, the more content that's out there, eventually, you know, when people have time, it'll be a bingeable thing for folks. But yeah, man, thank you for the juice. It's always good, right, when you get that affirmation or someone tells you you're doing a good job. And I just want to let you know, man, I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of where you're headed, and you know what direction you're going to. And yeah, I mean, I think you already know. You just gotta keep pushing forward, no matter really how many times you fall down. And yeah, man. If you have nothing else to add, you good? Right.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. I want to thank you again, man, for coming through. Thank you for your time, the energy you brought to the pod. Like I said, I hope, you know, I think you found some value in it right now, but I know, you know, it'll be more valuable as you get older and you're able to look at yourself and be like, yo, that was me. And that's how I was thinking and how I was feeling at the time.
Sure.
I want to thank all the folks out there for checking out if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, much love. If you caught this on YouTube, much love to you as well. Appreciate y'all time. And if you liked it, like it. If you loved it, go ahead and subscribe and share it. And reach out. Remember to reach out, reach forward. As always, much love. And we'll catch you guys next time on 34 Questions. Peace. The show, man. That was pretty much the end right there.